Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Just got a quick little video here. I come across this guy just because it came up on my feed. And this guy here, he's well, as you can see by the title, this guy's called Sweeney TV. This is about a 4-year-old video. It's only got like 3,000 views. He's quite a big channel, I must admit, before he'd taken off. I haven't seen any of his other content, but the title caught my eye, and the title is I Got Rejected by a Girl Because I Was Bald. And I seen that, and then I took a look at this guy. I mean, this guy's not a bad-looking guy. You wouldn't think that being bald would affect him too much, really. But it just goes to show how much women really don't like a bald guy. And as I said in other videos, there's a 90%, 8%, 2% rule when it comes to things like height, weight, baldness, or whatever it is, ethnicity, things like that. Where 90%, where if you're in a negative category, around about 90% of women aren't going to like you, aren't going to find you attractive, you're invisible, you're dead to them. 8% don't really give a shit because there's other things they're looking for. So, for instance, if this guy's bald but 6'1", they're not going to give a shit about his bald because the height's what they want. And then there's the 2% of women that actually like it. And as you can tell by the title, and that's you'll see in the story, I only watched this about probably half an hour ago and decided, bugger it, I'll make an upload. Haven't uploaded for a while. As you can tell, he found one of the 90% that don't like bald guys, and it's a really, really embarrassing kind of rejection that he got too, which is unfortunate because he seems like a nice guy. And as you can tell, like, you know, it's not. I'll pause on a better frame, and of course I'm going to analyse his face and things like that. But what I'll do here, I'll just full screen it. And I'll press play, pause and interject.
Let me ask you something. When you watch a YouTuber, even like a decently sized YouTuber, do you think to yourself, oh, there's a person who's got it all together, they got everything figured out, they don't have any problems, they've never dealt with any hardships. Well, if that's you, this video is for you. Also,
yeah, I do think that about YouTubers sometimes, especially the ones in the manosphere, like Joker from Better Bachelor. That he's one of the ones. I think I really don't know. I used to like him when he was a smaller channel. I started watching him when he had like 30, 40,000 subs, and then I just kind of realised that it's all about the cash. Like, one thing I'll give Pearl daily is when she got demonetized, she still churned out videos daily. But a lot of these guys, like if they got demonetized, they would just disappear from the manosphere. Yes, they probably do like the content a bit, but they're there for the money first. Which is nothing wrong with monetizing a channel. If I had a bigger channel, I'd do it. If you don't like it, download an ad blocker. But I'd still make these regardless because it helps men out, helps them understand vvomen nature, pardon me, and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, sometimes you do think that, well, yes, someone's got a big channel and they've got it all together, but everyone's got problems.
if you like to laugh at other people's expense, if you like to listen to other people taking L's, this video is also for you. I'm mostly making it to show you that, like, yes, I've dealt with hardships and struggles in terms of my baldness, and I'm not ashamed of anything. It is just the way it is. Context-wise, this
Trying to get a good frame
story happened pre-COVID.
I'll just leave it there anyway. As you can see, look, this guy here, I kind of find it a bit hard to rate him. He has got a fairly long mid-face. He's got like good eye area, good jawline. Like there's no bad flaws. He hasn't got really a lot of amazing features. I just said eye area and jawline's probably the best. The moustache is probably necessary. He doesn't look like he has a long filter in between the bottom of his nose, top of his lip. But, you know, apart from all that shit aside, I can kind of look at someone and, you know, tell you pretty much right away whereabouts they are. This guy here, I've come to rate him, in my humble opinion, as, I don't know how tall he is, but I'd probably say 6.5 to even 7, because he looks like he is quite tall. He's got quite broad shoulders, but I'm going at 6.5. You know, maybe the odd woman will see him as a 7. And as you'll see, you'll see why I came to that rating, because of what happens to him in his story that he's about to tell. But like, this guy is far from an ugly guy. He's very above average, and you'll come to see how much being bald fucks him over at the end of it.
Good. 20 BC. Now, this story took place probably when I was like 23, 24, so a couple years ago. But anyway, I want to share this story with all of you because I want to show you that, yes, I've had negative experiences, but also, you know, maybe some of you can relate to this. Who knows? Or we can all just laugh at my expense, which is just the best. So anyway, we're at Sherry's, which for those of you who don't know, Sherry's is like Denny's 2.0. It's like a nicer version of Denny's.
What's Denny's? I've heard of it before. I'm in Australia. We don't have that there. I'm guessing it's a like a fast food place, like a McDonald's. Don't know.
But me and my friends like to go there late at night to grab what we call like a late night brunch. So we basically order breakfast food really late at night. There might be another term for that. I don't know what it is. Anyway, we're all sitting around the table. I got the stuffed French toast, you know, with strawberry, topping, because it's just delicious. Anyway, as our conversation goes, one of the waitresses walks over to our table, asks me if I'm single. I say yes. She takes out a piece of paper and hands it to me. It's got her phone number on it. And she walks.
You just pause it there. This guy here is sitting in this restaurant or whatever. A waitress, he has a woman walk up to him and open him. Walk up to him and give him S-tier choosing signals, give him a number. And that's one of the things that made me think this guy's probably an overall maybe 7 out of 10. Because that doesn't really even happen to sixes. Extremely rare, unless you just happen to be her type in that moment. But yeah, like, that is extreme S tier. The highest meta tier attraction he's getting there from a lady. Walking over, he's there with his friends, and she doesn't even care about social disapproval or embarrassment. She finds him that attractive that she risks it and gives him her number. That's good if you ask me, but listen on.
She doesn't really talk to us anymore. Doesn't really make eye contact with us or anything. We go on a conversation. All my buddies are kind of jabbing me. They're like, "Oh, dude, nice." They're like, "Oh, you got a girl's number?" I'm like, "Yeah." Anyway, as the night progresses, I take off my hat and keep talking and stuff.
You see, like, just seeing that there, it's so damn fucking unfortunate, but I mean, he's still, I reckon, an attractive, good-looking bloke, this guy. But now he's went from, like, a stereotypically, conventionally attractive, like, 7. Now he's a 6. He's lost 1 point. He's went from 7 to 6. Now he's a niche. To a girl that's in that 2% that likes bald guys, this guy's a 7 or an 8. He is in like Flynn. Absolutely laughing. But it's just unfortunate that balding is so off-putting to women. I don't really understand why it's so off-putting. It's only hair. It has nothing to do with like how you can protect and provide. It's nothing to do with how you can make money, or even back in the day how you could. If you were bald, it didn't mean you were any like more of a useless hunter or anything like that. I just don't understand why it matters so much. But I kind of do understand. I don't understand why it evolved to be that way, but I do understand why Warman don't like it. I don't accept their reasons for not liking it, but I understand the psychology of it.
See her. She notices me. She notices now that I'm bald.
Yep.
She walks back over to the table and is like, "Oh, do you still have the piece of paper I gave you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, and then I hold it, and she takes it out of my hand, and then just walks away.
How's that, eh? For a rejection. What a complete fucking bitch. What a complete bitch. As you can see, he's still not a bad-looking guy, like with the, head shaved bald. But because he didn't have hair, when he had hair, he passed the basic looks test. Probably around about that 7 out of 10 guy when she assumed, and now he's just gone down to a conventional 6. Still the same guy, as I said, looks fairly tall, fairly good build, in shape. And, I don't know how hot this woman is, but I'd take a punt that would say she'd be lucky to be with him. And there's a bit of a double standard here, because I'm sure that waitress had a lot of finessed, but had makeup on. Like, it'd be, just like a guy walking up to a girl and just with a wet wipe and wiping off all the makeup and then saying, "No, I'm not interested anymore." Imagine that, like a guy gets a girl's number at the bar and then just like bloody grabs her in a little headlock or something and then just rubs all the makeup off and just goes, "Nah, not interested. Delete your number." Even grabs her phone, deletes his. Like, how insulting is that? It's like, yeah, you're hiding your flaws with dressing properly and like hiding all your fat and your cellulite and hiding your flaws in your face, but a guy has a hat on hiding, I guess, not so much hiding his flaws. Some people just like hats, like it's a style thing, it's fashion. But now that you see that he's bald, he's one of the ugly, invisible men. So I keep on saying female attraction is binary. There's no such thing as, oh, he's a decent bloke, he's reasonable, he'll do, I can do better, but I can do worse, he'll do. No, they're either attracted or they're not. You either meet the looks threshold or you don't. And he went from meeting it to not. And it's just a bloody shame, because what is it? Something like 70% of men will have some degree of male pattern baldness. Some degree. It could even be like Norwood 1, 2, whatever, where it's barely noticeable. And I think roughly 30% of men will go bald. Basically not completely, but where you have nothing on top of your head. You've only got the Dr. Phil, Jean-Luc Picard horseshoe. Basically what I've got. A couple of little strands on top of the head, but the horseshoe. And yeah, what a horrible blow to this guy too, because you would have been thinking, oh yeah, that's great. Oh, I've got a girl's attention. This, might work out great here. And then all of a sudden, he does one thing, takes his hat off, and she comes up and grabs a number off him. That'd be something that I'd think about for like weeks and months to come. Like, it's like, how detrimental is it? It's stupid. Like, it really is a problem. Like, it's not a death sentence being bald as a guy, but it's extremely detrimental, extraordinarily detrimental. Like, that's why I say you've got to find that niche. You may as well just walk around everywhere you go with a shaved bald head, and until you find that woman that gives you choosing signals, looks you up and down, bites her lip. You know, I've made a video about choosing signals. You don't know what they are. But I think most men kind of know when a girl's interested. They kind of make it known. You do see it in their body language more so than what they say. You know, there is a difference between a woman just being nice and a woman that's interested in you. But this guy here has to find that woman that likes a bald guy, so he's basically what is it? He's been condemned to that 10% of women, in that which 8% of that 10% either don't care that he's bald, or that 2% that like it, that have that bald guy fetish, you know. You see it all the time, the ones that go bananas. Oh, Jason Statham, Bruce Willis. You'll see them ones every now and again. On whatever platform, you'll see a woman swooning about a bald guy. They're the kind of ones that you want to attract. So, unfortunately for this guy, he would have been an absolute, slayer if he had a full head of hair, especially a nice style. But now he's a niche slayer.
She didn't say anything. And again, this happened a long time ago, but I don't think she said anything. But after that, my friends were all like, they felt so bad for me. They were just like, oh, bro. They're like, dude, she took her number away because you're bald, dude. And I was like, oh my God. I was less concerned that I wasn't going to get this girl's number and more concerned at all of the terrible jokes I was going to receive from my friends, because they're like, bro, she found out you were a golf ball, and then she was like, yeet, she took that phone number right out of my hand. Now, there's two sides to the story, though. Because if you think about it, this is a lesson for all of you out there, all you girls out there, or maybe guys. If you see someone wearing a hat, you best to be careful, because they could be bald. Just assume. Just assume for the moment that everybody wearing a hat right now that you're seeing, maybe you're at like a coffee shop, or you're at like a Subway, and you're looking around, those people could be bald. You never know.
Don't know what really has to do anything. As I said, I don't see bald people as lesser people. I've actually had that in conversation when I used to go out to pubs and clubs and things. Like, I'd be talking to a girl, and then when I used to wear hats, I did wear it because I was conscious, and I was in like my early 20s. And as I've said before, when you're in your early 20s or even any 20s, it's not okay to be bald. It's bad. And I'd quite often have them either tell me to take off. They'd be like, take off your hat. They'd kind of say it a bit flirty in a way, but I know what they were really looking for. And I've had some of them just reach up and take it off. And then say, oh, I thought you were bald, or say, and then they'd kind of be nice, but then I wouldn't hear from them again. So, like, as I said, if you're bald, instantly 90% of, even if you're an attractive guy like this guy, instantly 90% of women will not want anything to do with you. Extremely harsh, but it is what it is.
So it's a lesson for everybody. You never know what's under somebody's hat. Now, the lesson for me was just that some people don't want to deal with you if you don't have hair, which is fine. I am okay with that. I would never want someone to be like, sympathy hanging out with me because it's like, oh, you're bald, they feel bad. It's like, no, man, screw that. Like, I'm happy with where I'm at. I've kind of accepted where it is. I've taken all the L's. I've taken all the jokes. My friends made fun of me for years because I shaved my head, and I'm kind of like immune to it now. If anything, I make fun of myself. I've always said I kind of look like a mix between Johnny Sins and Mr. Clean, just like with a mustache sometimes.
That's another thing that shits me too amongst guys is the constant barrage of fucking ball jokes. It just really shits you, especially when you're in a bit of a depressed mood. It can get you down, but it just pisses me off. Like, why is it okay to make fun of men? You can make fun of a guy for anything. Bald, fat, one arm, ugly face, anything. Can't do that to a Sheila, can you?
Another fun thing is it allows you to kind of play with your facial hair. So I've done all sorts of things. You know, what have I done? I've had the mustache, I've had the full beard, I've had the beard. If you look at one of my videos in Ireland, I was growing it out massively, and I looked homeless for a while, so that was a good look. I had the homeless look. That was fun. But yeah, I just wanted to share this experience with all of you because it was weird. It's always stuck in my mind as just one of those things where I was like, I've never had that happen. I've never had someone give me a number and then take it away.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show you that that's how important looks are, and you fail in one little area and you're out. It's not 3 strikes and you're out, it's 1 strike and you're out. Sorry, buddy, I've had that many times as well. Like, that's it. Who knows where I'd be if I had a full head of hair. Especially through my 20s, I might have even been married with kids now and not even seen one BP video. But no, I am condemned to 90% of women finding me unattractive. Instantly unattractive. And 8% don't care, and 2% like it. And yes, I have had that. I know I've told the story and all the true selves and everything out there. I hate the fact that I'll probably say it. Yes, I did have a woman that was probably about a 6 out of 10 come up to me when I was 23 odd and say, I really like big, tall, strong-looking bald guys. Do you want to, have a drink with me? And then she basically asked if it was okay to make out with me and touch me and things like that, touch me head while she was kissing and like, so yes, it is a bit of a fetish. It is a niche market, but you're going to have to be patient until you find someone. So that's my story of maybe the one or first or second time ever that a woman has ever approached me and gave me S-tier signals. I just happened to have enough of the right things. Big, strong, solid, muscular body, height. But I thought, I've got, say, them 2 things, but I'm bald, but she actually liked it, so I actually had everything on her list. And yeah, I was there with a few friends, and they were just absolutely flabbergasted at what happened to me. They just could not believe it. Could not believe it. For weeks and months to come, they kept on talking about it, because it's never happened to them. And some of them guys were, conventionally a lot more attractive than me. So being bald isn't over, but it's a limiter. It is going to limit your success, and you have to be patient.
But if you think about it, from her perspective, it wasn't really fair because all the cards weren't on their table, or weren't on the table. So what I do now, interestingly.
Now, what he said there, it wasn't fair to her. No, that's just a bit. That's just simpy crap there. I wasn't fair to her because all my cards weren't on the table. All about her cards. Did she come and give you a no makeup selfie when she gave you her number? No, she didn't. So she's hiding something too.
Enough is every time I enter an establishment, I usually just take off my hat and I just get it over with. And I take off my hat, and everyone has their laugh, and everyone looks at me and points, and all the kids are like, "Oh, he's got cancer," and I embrace it. I let everyone say their things, and then I go, "Great, now."
No, I don't think anyone says it. That's a little bit of hyperbole, a bit of a exaggeration there. He's got the C word and everything like that. And no one really looks and stares. No one's going to do that to you, but it is a good idea. That's what I do as well. I will, if I'm wearing a hat and I go into a venue or an establishment, I will take that hat off at least for a little while and just let people see the bald head. Especially if there's any intent on my behalf of maybe attracting a woman, I will do that. I will let them see it because I don't want, like this guy had, I don't want any surprises later on down the track. So they can see me for who I am, and that's that. So that's a good idea. It's a good thing he's doing.
How can I have my coffee? So I fully accepted it. I'm okay with it. I do treat it like Saitama, like One Punch Man. Like it is what it is. Like bald. Like what is it?
That's right. I'm glad he accepted that. It's an external locus of control now. It is what it is. And when you're at his level and my level, which would be Norwood 7, you have to go short. You have to trim it on the lowest setting on the hair trimmer, or you have to shave it. If you let it grow out, then you really do look like, bloody Dr. Phil, you look 20 years older than you are.
It's just an aspect. That's another thing you have to realize. It's just one part of who you are. It's just how you look. And I found out very quickly, especially in Ireland, where the Irish kids and the Irish families I was hanging out with, they didn't care that I was bald. It was just like who I was. They were just like, oh, he's the American bald guy. And I was like, I'm the American bald guy. And it was just like, you realize that personality is so much more important than looks. It really is.
Yeah, he's just coping here. This is just cope. But what he's saying I agree with, but it's not reality when you're saying, what you realise, personality is much more important and it should be what we go for, but it's not. I'm sorry, but the basic looks test is what gets you in the door. Now he's just like getting into the cope territory of things, but as much as we talk about cope, there's really nothing wrong with it because we need it. People of all walks of life, with all things wrong with them, all things right with them too, need to cope. Men and women.
I've learned that too for girls, especially like you'll see a cute girl and it's like the second she starts talking, you're like, wow, she has the same personality as a horseradish nailed to a wall in a box. It's like, personality is really important. So yes, this story, you can make fun of me for it all you want.
I won't.
I've heard it all.
I'll make fun of you.
Thank you all very much. Hopefully this story, I don't know, makes you feel better about yourself? I don't know. Don't think of me so highly, you guys. I've taken L's, and that's why I'm sharing the story with you. So get out there and be suspicious of people with hats. That's the moral of this story. I hope you all have a good one. See you all in the next video. And if you haven't already, I made an amazing VR chat Joji cover.
Alright, I'll end this video here because he just talks about other shit that's unrelated to the topic. I'll exit the full screen. Hurry up, geez, I haven't bought that new computer yet. I'm still on this old heap of shit. Yeah, I just wanted to make this video showing that basically, again, how much being bald can affect you in the dating scene. It's not a death sentence, it's not over, but it does limit you extremely to the amount of success you're going to have, the amount of women you're going to have. Because, like I've said, I've pretty much, anecdotally deducted that it takes away about 90% of your options. And they said that 8 don't give a shit and 2 like it. So your goal is to basically find the ones that like it, that see it as a bonus, because you're their type. And the only way you're going to do that is to actually not hide your bald head like this guy says. It's something I do as well. I might wear hats around, but when I get to an establishment or when I get to where I'm going, I'll take it off. If I'm in a cafe or a restaurant, I'll take it off, sit the hat on my knee and go about my business. But because that way you're never going to know when you're going to get choosing signals off a girl that likes a bald guy. But just know that, yeah, it is it is very detrimental. Don't listen to all these PUAs and alpha gurus that say that it doesn't matter, it's masculine, just grow a beard, bro, just get muscular, bro. Doesn't do nothing. Like, you've got to be her type, or it's not happening. I'll just leave that one there. Keep it at 30 minutes, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.